Good evening. My name is Jana Lunden. I'm founder of the Natural Women's Council, but I'm speaking tonight in a personal capacity. Many of you have seen the atrocity that happened in Ireland. Many of you have seen the attack on our democracy and our free speech to a level that I never thought I would see in Western society. What happened in Ireland this week is north of North Korea stuff. Global Government Affairs, with a handle of @GlobalAffairs, posted on Twitter this evening at 7:54. And it stated, last Friday, the 14th of February 2025, X informed 10 of its Irish users that it had successfully opposed court orders granting government access to their data using Section 63, Criminal Justice Act of 1994, as amended. In some of these cases, X went to court to ensure that it was not unlawfully forced to disclose user data. X remains committed to protecting its users' privacy and freedom of expression from government overreach. This was a clear case of government overreach. Last Friday on Valentine's Day, I got a little love sent to my inbox, and it looked like this. The Garda name was blacked out. The name of the judge was blacked out to protect their identity, of course. And a Garda went to the court to get a court order to send to Twitter to try to get access to my data and my information, which is a breach of GDPR. But the way they went about getting this court order, which was the Criminal Justice Act of 1994, Section 63(3), which is drug trafficking. So the Garda went to the court to state that there was suspicion that 10 of us, myself included, were drug trafficking. That is complete false and defamatory information. And I'm not sure who the Garda is that went to the court because they've blacked their name out. And I'm not sure who the judge is because their name is blacked out as well. But I certainly will be submitting the necessary paperwork to try to find that out. So this incorrect, far from the truth statement was said by the Garda to the court. A Garda lied to a judge to get a court order to access my personal data? Really? Luckily, Twitter denied this because it is a serious overreach by the government. Just over a year ago, J.D. Vance, when he was a senator, he wrote to the Irish ambassador to America, talking about free speech and how free speech is a founding principle of democracy. Ireland has already passed the hate crime law, and they've been trying to push the hate speech law for quite some time. They haven't quite gotten it over the line because they can't define hate. And part of the process with the hate speech laws will not be the incrimination that will stop people from talking. It will be the self-censorship. What they want to do is to have a chilling effect on people like me and the other 9 who got this into our email last Friday. They want to silence us. They want to censor us. Why? Because we've exposed the truth. Many of us have been out there the last few years exposing the deep corruption happening in Ireland, the attack on women, the attack on children, the attack on families. Whether it's recklessly opening up borders for unvetted, undocumented, illegal men to come over. We saw all of the stabbings, didn't we, last week? But of course, the government will gaslight the people and say there's no link between open borders and crime. And it doesn't matter that we don't know the identities of up to 85% of these men who are landing. They don't have passports. We just trust who they say they are. I think one last week who died in a stabbing was an asylum seeker from Italy who was here after escaping Italy on a rape charge. So we've exposed things like that, for example, and asked the questions and used our critical thinking to say this doesn't look right. But the Irish establishment doesn't like critical thinking. They don't like it when mothers like myself grow grassroots organizations that are making a huge difference and influencing public opinion on things like the radical sex education happening in schools, the indoctrination of our innocent children, the highly sexual material found in libraries, dirty sex manuals aimed at fetishizing children. That's who the Irish state are trying to protect. They're trying to protect people who are attacking the children, women, and families, and our culture in Ireland and our borders by attacking people like myself who are exposing the truth. So this won't be the end, I'm afraid. I'm going to seek legal advice here, and I believe clearly that this is defamation. Someone told a judge there was drug trafficking. Someone went to Twitter with a court order that was based on false information, falsification from that Garda Síochána, presenting false information to a judge to get this court order to access my personal data. So it's defamatory. But what was the purpose? The purpose was to try to intimidate me, threaten me, bully me, and silence me. Well, that's not going to work. I'm not going to be silenced. I'm a mother who loves my children and will protect my children at all costs from these woke ideologies. Protect my children from people who think that childhood innocence is a barrier and that children are born as sexual beings. People who think that men should use my toilets just because he's wearing a dress and says he's a woman. People who believe that men should compete against women in sports. I'm not going to sit silent and watch that happen and watch that destruction happen to my children's future. So I think whoever went to the judge that day perhaps underestimated the power of a mother who loves her children. So this isn't going to be the end. This is not going to be the end. This is the beginning. And I'll keep you all updated with what happens. I have contacted my US embassy as well for advice. Because as an American woman living in Ireland, having this happen and this come into my post box makes me feel threatened and intimidated and bullied and certainly defamed. So I've called my embassy, and I'm also going to send all of these documents to the White House. Whether J.D. Vance or Donald Trump sees them, I don't know. But wouldn't it be great if they saw all of these documents ahead of the visit from Micheál Martin and Simon Harris as they go over to bring their bowl of shamrock? Wouldn't it be great if they asked why the Irish state is bullying and harassing and defaming people in Ireland to try to silence us? That is stepping away from the founding principles of a democracy, which is free speech. That is stepping far away. This is north of North Korea stuff, and it's not anything that we should accept. So thank you all for your support. Thanks for all your lovely messages. If anyone knows anyone with deep pockets who wants to fund a lawsuit, I'm game. If anyone knows a barrister or lawyer who wants to take the case on a no-win, no-fee basis, I'm game. I want to take this as far as I can go. And I think it's going to end very well for the people who have been put under threat by the corrupt Irish establishment. Have a great night.